Hey folks, before we dive in, drop a comment below with where you're tuning in from, maybe your city or country, and if this story hits home, smash that like button and subscribe, especially if you're all about calling out everyday injustices. Oh, and check out my second channel for more real-life drama breakdowns. Links in the description. Alright, let's get into it. You know, it all started with this simple dream I had for my boy Jamal, a wide-open driveway where he could just wheel around, free as a bird. No more bumping into walls in our tiny old apartment. But man, the second we pulled up to our new place in Willow Creek Estates, that dream turned into a nightmare faster than you can say welcome wagon. Because right next door lived this old lady, Mrs. Harrove, who decided from day one that we, a single dad grinding in corporate America and my 8-year-old son in his wheelchair, were some kind of threat to her perfect little world. I mean, picture this. I'd worked my tail off for years, pulling double shifts at the office, freelancing till the sun came up, biting my tongue through boardroom meetings where I was the only black guy in a room full of suits who looked at me like I was the diversity hire token. All for Jamal, my kid who's got this unbreakable spirit, even though his legs don't work, and he communicates without words, just these eyes that say everything, you know. We finally get the keys to this cozy house with its long, smooth driveway, and the first thing I do is wheel him out there under the sun, give him a gentle push, and watch him light up like he'd just discovered flight. Rolling back and forth, spinning in circles, that silent laugh shaking his whole body. It was magic, pure and simple, worth every sacrifice. Until she showed up. Mrs. Harrove, with her perfectly coiffed silver hair, always in those pastel outfits that screamed, I'm harmless. But her eyes? Cold as ice, always watching from her window like we were bugs invading her lawn. Our first chat, I'm out watering the grass, Jamal's zooming around happily, and she marches over for her mail, gives us this one silver glance, lingers on his wheels like they're weapons, and without a word, just turns and slams her door. That silence hit harder than any insult. It was her way of saying, you don't belong here. Things escalated quick. Petty stuff at first, like anonymous notes from the HOA, which she ran like her personal empire, complaining about a little wind chime I'd put up for Jamal to watch spin in the breeze, or how our trash cans were a hair too visible from the street. I'd comply, tuck everything away, thinking if I played nice, it would blow over. After all, I was used to navigating systems built against folks like me, smiling through the microaggressions at work to keep the peace. But nope, that just egged her on. Compliance was blood in the water. Then came the day that broke me. I pull into the driveway after nailing a big presentation, feeling on top of the world. And there's Jamal, frozen at the bottom, terrified, with her towering over him, jabbing a finger in his face, screeching, you little menace. Look at these disgusting marks you're leaving on my sidewalk, ruining everything with that contraption. You people have no respect, turning this neighborhood into a slum. You people, classic dog whistle, right? And calling his wheelchair a contraption, like it was some junk instead of his legs, his freedom. Jamal's gripping those wheels, white-knuckled, eyes wide with shame, not just fear, and something in me snapped. I jump out, get between them, grab his chair handles, and growl, back off my son right now. You don't talk to him. You don't even look at him. She reels back, all dramatic, pulls out her phone, smirks like she's won the lotto, and says, oh, now you're threatening an old lady. I'm calling the cops on you and this public nuisance. Cops show up, lights flashing, turning our quiet street into a spectacle, neighbors peeking out like it's primetime TV. They see her, this frail white woman, all teary, and me, tall black dad in a suit, standing protectively over a scared, disabled kid. And I know exactly what narrative's playing in their heads. I've lived it my whole life, dodging becoming that guy in the news. She spins this tale of me being aggressive, him being reckless, tearing up community property. And get this, one officer even kneels down to Jamal, asks, hey, buddy, did this man scare you? Pointing at me, his dad. My blood's boiling, but I stay calm, explain everything, show them his medical stuff, and they finally see through her act, warn her about wasting police time, and leave. But the damage is done. Whispers spread. We're now that family. The cops visit family. And Jamal? He won't even glance at the driveway anymore. That joy, snuffed out, replaced by this deep, quiet hurt that keeps me up nights wondering if I failed him. It didn't stop there. Oh no. She went full warfare, slapping us with an official HOA violation, calling Jamal's lightweight wheelchair a prohibited heavy-duty vehicle, causing structural damage to the sidewalks, fining us $500 and banning its use on common areas, which included our own driveway apron. It was insane, a twisted way of legally erasing his existence, all because she couldn't stand seeing a black family with a disabled kid thriving next door. Turns out, she'd been HOA queen for decades, terrorizing anyone who disrupted her sterile vision. The Ramirez family got hounded over their kids' laughter being noise pollution. The Thompsons fined into moving after she nitpicked their garden. Neighbors knew but stayed silent, scared of her grudges and her nephew in City Hall pulling strings. Fear kept them complicit, turning our block into her fiefdom. It was humiliating, invasive, and Jamal's withdrawal looked just like what she accused, playing right into her hands. That was her endgame, not just drive us out, but shatter us from within, using systems rigged to doubt families like mine. I was done playing defense. Rage turned to resolve. I dug deep. Public records showed she'd widowed young, no kids, poured her bitterness into controlling this neighborhood like it was her lost legacy. Talking to ex-neighbors revealed her pattern, harassment rooted in deep-seated prejudice, amplified by her power trips and family ties and bureaucracy. I needed backup. So, after striking out with fancy lawyers who saw it as just an HOA spat, I found Kira, this fiery young attorney from a community legal aid spot, jeans and all, who looked me in the eye and said, "This isn't petty. It's discrimination, abuse of power. We're taking her down." Kira's plan was genius, turn the tables with evidence. We installed visible security cams, let her know she's on tape, kept a detailed log of every stare, every note, building a harassment diary that captured the emotional toll, like how Jamal stopped eating after one of her glares. We demanded HOA records, and when they stonewalled, it gave us leverage. The climax, the annual HOA meeting, usually a snooze fest, but Kira forced an open forum, rallied quiet allies from her past victims. I walk in, suit on like armor, heart pounding, and take the mic, not yelling, but sharing our story raw. The promise of that driveway. Jamal's light fading. Holding up that violation, calling his chair a vehicle. Then playing cam audio of her ranting, "You're a stain on this street, you and your broken kid." The room erupts. Neighbors finally speak, she fined me over my roses. Reported my teen for nothing. She resigned, sold the house quick, violations dropped, CPS closed the case, unfounded. Victory, right? But it felt hollow. Scars lingered. Jamal's trust, shattered. Neighbors' belated apologies ringing empty after their silence enabled it all. Peace crept in slowly. Jamal, tentatively wheeling out again, spinning what he calls his tornado turn, a faint smile returning. Then the new neighbors move in. A young couple, Lisa and her husband Mike, with their boy Tyler, around Jamal's age. Lisa knocks with cookies, waves warmly, and drops the bomb, "I'm Mrs. Herove's daughter. I heard what Mom did," she says softly. "I'm sincere, and I'm horrified. No excuse for that cruelty. We're nothing like her. Promise we'll be the neighbors you deserve." Against my gut, I let her in. Exhaustion won, and hope flickered as Tyler played with Jamal, no judgment, just kids being kids. Lisa wove in seamlessly, bringing blankets when Jamal looked cold, offering playdates, researching therapies for his condition like a second mom. Jamal bloomed under it, seeking her approval, spinning for her cheers, and I felt sidelined, uneasy, like she was scripting our lives. Red flags piled up, her helpful texts about visitors, casual nods to her mom's obsession with decay while polishing Jamal's chair. Then the big one, over coffee, she pitches, "I found this cutting-edge clinic in Germany for kids like Jamal. Miracles happen there. Fundraise, chip in big. He could walk, be normal." Normal. Echoing her mom's hate, just sugar-coated, seeing him as flawed, needing fixing to fit her world. I shut it down, polite but firm. He's perfect as is. His chair is his superpower. Boom. The chill sets in. Waves turn curt. Playdates dry up. Jamal's hurt all over again, wondering why his buddy vanished. Kira digs. Turns out Lisa's VP at Vanguard Realty, a shark firm gobbling suburbs for luxury builds. Our block. Their prime target. Horov's harassment was phase 1, devalue homes to force sales cheap. Lisa, phase 2, infiltrate as a friend, exploit vulnerabilities like Jamal to pressure or indebt us into selling. It wasn't personal prejudice alone. It was corporate greed. Her mom, the blunt tool, her, the scalpel. I confront her in the yard. Vanguard Realty. That's the play. Mask drops. She leans in, cold. You should have quit while ahead. Beating mom was cute, but now we'll bury you in lawsuits, rezoning fights, till you're begging to sell. Heart sinking, I realize the war's evolved, from one bitter woman's throne to a faceless company's empire. Our home, just a plot on their map. Jamal watches from the window, confused, as I vow silently. We'll fight smarter, expose the scheme, rally the block before they bulldoze our dreams. But here's the twist that keeps me up. Is this just bad luck? Or are these systems, HOAs, corporations, even, kind, neighbors, built to crush folks like us, rewarding the connected while the rest scramble? We held the line, but at what cost? And who's next? What do you think? Was I right to dig deeper? Or should I have sold and run? Drop your take in the comments. Share your own neighbor horror stories, thoughts on justice in these rigged games, or if silence really is complicity. Hit like if this fired you up. Subscribe for more real talks, and let's chat your stories. Keep this going. Peace.